Been struggling with my mental health through spiritual warfare. This conference that I'm speaking at, my love life, me and Dylan are together in about 3 months, and then I leave. Commitment issues and attachment issues. Guys, I'm so excited that you're here! I'm so excited. I think I'm 2 different skin colors. I don't think I blended enough. No, I really don't think I blended enough. At one point, I had a tripod, and then I just went back to using my sweater. Guys, I love doing YouTube. I love, the fact that the Lord called me to do YouTube and online ministry. I literally love it. Just sitting in my car, this is my safe place. Well, obviously my safe place is with God. This, it's just my home. This is my safe place where I just can, I love it. Yay. Where am I at with college? What is up, you guys? It is katyy.patyy and welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you're here. Today I'm gonna be doing a little update. I glitched. I'm gonna be doing a little update, a life update, just to tell you guys where I'm at with God, my relationships, boys. Also, what God's teaching me, and just moving, life, job, ministry, everything. I'm gonna be talking about my life today because I know a lot, well, maybe not all of you, but some of you are interested in that. And so, yeah, I'm just gonna be answering your questions. Again, I put a poll on my Instagram. If you don't follow my Instagram, what are you doing? Go follow it. It's katyy.patyy with 2 eyes on each side. It's also my TikTok. But go, so then you can, answer the questions that I put on my polls. That I put on my poll, on my story on Instagram. If that came out weird, don't mind that. That you can answer the questions for next video. And next video, you can ask me some questions. Don't forget to go like and subscribe to this channel for more. I want you here. I want you a part of the katyy.patyy fam. And without further ado, let's get right on into the video. So as I always do, I'm gonna be kind of easing my ways into these questions. So at the beginning, I'll do the lighthearted ones, and then at the end, I'll be talking more about the more deeper ones about mental health and where I'm at and all that. First one that we're gonna be talking about is, could you see yourself moving out of your family's house? And so this is a life update one, is because I actually just moved out, and it's only for temporary. It's only for I think till December-ish, where I just moved in with my roommates Erin and Courtney. I have a couple videos with them on my channel. I'll probably link them down below. Basically, I moved out with them at the beginning of July. I didn't vlog it and that because it was just so weird, such a weird move, because my friend Talitha, whose room I moved into, she moved to LA. She was only supposed to be there for 3 months, but then she extended her time to go for another 3 months. So it kind of was just a weird move, because I was already kind of living in her room, having sleepovers and stuff, and then gradually, it was I was gradually moving in. So that's why I didn't really vlog it, because it wasn't really one day that I moved in. But at the beginning of July, I kind of settled in and got all my stuff there. And so I have been moved out. It's actually pretty good, because I'm 20 years old. I get that experience, and I love my roommate so much. It's such a Christ-centered house, and it's kind of honestly weird to learn how to be a godly roommate and to have grace for myself and for Erin and Courtney. I've never lived this close to somebody who's not my family. Honestly, it's been kind of hard, but we've all given each other grace and stuff. And just how I see God working in that house, in our community, and how we just pray that we serve the community, be a light in that community, is just amazing. Really love that we can just have God talks at any time of the day. If I need prayer, we stop everything and we pray out loud, get to tell each other what God's doing in my life, and I honestly love it. I love being moved out. I do miss my family a lot though, and it's made me have almost a better relationship with my family, in the fact that I learned to appreciate them more, they learn to appreciate me more, and we just miss each other way more. And this is what I've been praying for. I actually was praying for something like this to happen, strengthen my relationship with my family, and to push me out of my comfort zone, and God really answered it. Somebody asked, how is working in ministry? So for those of you who don't know, I recently just got a job working at a church in my city, which the church is so huge, literally a big church, it's a mega church in my city, and it's Alliance Church, so it's different than the denomination I'm used to. I love it. I love staff. There's 4 of us on staff, and each one of us I love so much, and I can see Jesus working in their lives and their hearts, and just building relationship with them is so amazing. And also with the youth, I love building relationship with the youth, and I didn't really know why God called me to have this job, but I can slowly see him working. And there's these 2 girls that I've been building relationships with, and I absolutely love them so much. And I've been building relationship with other youth, but just those 2 have been coming to a lot of the events, been asking tough questions, asking questions about God. I really think that's why I was led there, was to be their mentor and to help them, to share Jesus with them. And I really love my job. It's going great. It's teaching me a lot about the behind the scenes of ministry too, of like what goes into ministry, because so many times, even me, like I see the after product, but like I don't realize how much work and effort and all the logistics of putting an event together. But yeah, so it's just been cool to like appreciate that as well. Yeah, I really love it. What is a new habit or practice you've recently begun? My tummy just growled. Don't mind me. I haven't had breakfast yet. Basically, the Sabbath. The Sabbath is honestly overlooked, and I overlooked it for my entire life, in my entire walk with Christ. But I realized that I am burning out, and I always pray, and I'm like, God, I wish there was more time in the day. And he's like, well, you're not practicing the Sabbath, and you're not resting, and you're not taking care of yourself. You're not taking care of your body. I'm like, conviction. And so I feel like a new practice that I have been doing is implementing the Sabbath in my life. So I'm very new at it, but basically like having a day to rest and to spend time with the Lord and to do things that I delight in with the Lord and that I get to worship God with. So whether that's going on prayer walks, whether that's going and having fellowship with community, whether that is like reading or just like taking time to rest and not have to do YouTube, not have to work. Because obviously I love doing YouTube and I love this and I love my online platform, but also like taking time to step back from that and trust that even when I'm not working, God's working. And also something, this is like a side note, I started listening to this podcast that my friend recommended it to me. Literally love it. It's called Fight, Hurry, and Hustle. It's by John Mark Comer and Jeff Ethke. I can't remember. He's a YouTuber actually. And basically they were talking about like Sabbath, silence and solitude, spiritual discipline. And basically he was telling on this podcast saying like, I don't bring my phone into social events because why do I need it? And so I actually was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like maybe I should do that. And then on Monday at Bible study, I forgot my phone and I was like, whoa. It was just kind of a cool coincidence, and I think that's something I want to start implementing too, is when I do go to social events, just to be present and to not be in a hurry and not to be focusing on other things, but focusing on fellowship and like community with them, seeing what the Lord's doing in their life and not caring about what other people are texting me about or my online platform or anything like that in that moment. So a lot of people want to know about my love life. You guys really want to know if I have a crush, if I'm talking to anybody, if I have a boyfriend, if me and Dylan are together, if I like Dylan, like all this stuff. If you don't know who Dylan is, I made a video with him. He's one of my really good guy friends, and I made a video with him. I'll link it down below. Go check that out. But a lot of people want to know an update on my love life. Basically, to give you the rundown, give you the timelines for those who new here or have journeyed with me for a long time. I started my YouTube in December. I went through a breakup in January, so about 7-8 months ago, and I'm completely healed from that breakup. Like I don't think there's any baggage from that relationship. It was a great relationship. Just he was a great godly man, just not my godly man, and I wish him all the best. There was no like messy breakup in that regard, so I'm okay. My relationship update is I have this thing where no matter what boy, no matter what happens, it's about 3 months and then I leave. And that starts with liking a guy, relationships with a guy, like anything, talking with a guy, it's 3 months and then I want to leave. And I thought I was healed from it because I started talking about it and realizing it, but the Lord really convicted me of like, Katie, just because you talk about something does not mean you've taken the proper steps to like heal from it. And so I'm actually going through this book called Soul Care. I don't know who it's by, but just look up Soul Care, you'll probably find it. And basically I want to start the steps of healing and be on the journey of healing before I get into a relationship, because I don't want to bring that baggage of like commitment issues and attachment issues into that relationship and hurt them. And I want to guard their heart. I want to guard my heart. I want to take those proper steps of healing. So no relationship right now. Do I have a crush on someone? Who doesn't have a crush on someone, really? Like, me and Dylan are just friends. Love Dylan. And me and Dylan actually just filmed another video, so you guys will be seeing that later. I'm sure there will be many comments about shipping us again, because that was the comment section, the last one. But yeah, that's kind of like my love life update. Just happy with being single. I'm happy with serving the Lord in my singleness. The singleness gives you so much time. I love being single. It's great. There's a lot of great godly men in my life. Maybe one of them will be my husband one day. Who knows? Only the Lord knows. How is your mental health lately? This one's kind of a hard one for me to answer. I didn't really think I struggled with mental health until this past year, and I feel like everybody struggles with mental health to some degree because we all live in a broken world. We all have insecurities. Some struggle with more than others. For me recently, I've been struggling with my mental health with having lots of anxiety and overthinking. I didn't really realize why I was having this until I was talking about this with somebody at my Bible study, and he basically said, well, well, Katie, of course you're going through spiritual warfare. You have a platform. I'm speaking at 3 churches in August, and like I have this conference that I'm speaking at in September and all this stuff. He was like, of course you're going through spiritual warfare. Like, look at what the Lord's doing in your life and look at what the enemy's gonna try to tear down. I kind of realized that all this overthinking about myself and my flaws, that I'm not good enough, that I'm not equipped enough, that's just constantly going through my head, and I'm alone, and when I'm not with friends, it's just constantly overthinking and anxiety. That's been from spiritual warfare, and spiritual warfare is a big thing, and it's basically the enemy just tries to tear you down. A lot of things in my life are going good, like my friends, my family, my moving out, my job, my platform, like everything in my life is going so good, but the enemy wants to tear that down. I've been in a season of blessing, but the enemy just wants to tear that down. Yeah, I feel like my mental health has been a lot affected by the spiritual warfare and overthinking and just being constantly anxious about if I'm doing enough, if I'm being enough, if I'm being everybody's somebody, when the Lord's just asking me to give it to him, find my comfort in him, to find my peace in him. Just constantly discerning the Lord's voice and the enemy's voice. And how you do that is you go in scripture and you look at scripture and you see who God is and you learn his character more. And so that's kind of what I've been doing in this season, for this like month or so, of just constant spiritual warfare and not doing so well in my mental health department. And also talking with community is so important. God uses people to speak to you. Like, God uses people as vessels, and having accountability, being able to talk to someone is so important. Whether that is a friend or a counselor. Talking to a counselor is not a sin. And so just remember that. Where am I at with college? Okay, so right now I'm on summer break, but guys, I'm missing college so much. Like, I love my Bible college. For those of you who don't know, I go to Vanguard Bible College in my city, and I love Bible college. Like, I love thinking and processing and logically thinking of God blowing my expectations of him and stuff like that. It's so cool and I miss it so much. So I go back the end of August. I'm a student ambassador. Like, why wouldn't I be? Like, honestly, I am leadership written on my forehead. I feel like that's one of my spiritual gifts, actually, is leadership. But is that a spiritual gift? I think it is. I'm gonna double check that one. But I'm so excited just to go back into the fall. And like, my first year of college was during COVID, and so we were in person, but we were masked and socially distanced, and we didn't get to do events and stuff like that. And so I'm so excited just to be back and like actually go to events, have that Bible college experience. And especially when I'm like living right off of campus, literally it's a 30-second walk. I'm so excited for like the community that's gonna be built. And guys, I'm just so excited to learn about the Lord. I also have to pick my classes. Wow, I need to remind myself to pick my classes. Somebody in the comments remind me to pick my classes, please. So very excited for that. I'm going to my second year Bible college for pastoral care and Christian counseling. I'm excited. Okay guys, I hope that was a fun video. I hope that you learned a little bit more about me and that like you're updated with my life and that you feel so close to me. I love you guys. I'm praying for you. I'm so excited for what this next couple videos are gonna be. Stay tuned for those. I gave you a little hint within this video. So anyways, I love you. I love you. I'm so glad you're here. Like, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for everything. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.